Hey, it's Johara. Welcome back to my channel to TV Fanatics. So I am going to be talking about the Monster High, the movie, because I loved it so much, and we need more positive videos out about it. um, I mean, honestly, I don't see the reason to hate G3. Yeah, it's different, and yeah, a lot of reboots suck. I mean, G2 sucks. I hated G2, but I like G3, and I mean, honestly, with reboots, you have to understand it's going to be different. And you don't have to like every change, but to hate on it as a whole to, and it's okay for other people to enjoy it. I mean, I didn't enjoy G2, but if people did, then great. But I'm enjoying G3 a lot. Um, and I'm so obsessed with this movie. Like I already watched it more than once. I've been listening to these songs on repeat on Spotify. Like I am obsessed. Um, so first I'll talk about what I dislike because there's only really two things I dislike. Seriously, like I loved everything pretty much. I still do not like Laguna's character's design and personality. Like that's not Laguna. And I guess she wasn't the only major character change because I feel like Draculaura was changed a lot, but I liked the way Draculaura changed, you know? And I guess I didn't like the way Laguna changed. I don't know. I liked Laguna because she was the chill, laid back ghoul. That's why I didn't like her much in her own movie. What's it called? Crap. What's it called? Can't think of what the title is now. The one where they all go underwater. This is gonna annoy me because I know this movie. I know all the names, but for some reason, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't think of it. Of course, that's always how it goes. Um, Great Scary Reef. I knew it would come to me. Um, because they completely changed her. Like she was the chill, laid back one. That's what I love most about Laguna. She let all the comments and insults flow against her, and she just didn't care. She was the one that told everyone not to care, and I don't like this peppy prep. Bleh. Uh, I don't like her being this like peppy, and I don't like her being Cleo's lackey. Like Julia is supposed to be her best friend, Cleo's best friend, not Laguna. I also didn't like that Julia spoke. Like she's not supposed to speak. Um, that's the whole point. Um, and I don't like Claudine and Deuce in a romantic relationship. But other than that, I loved everything else. The characters, I love Draculaura, still my favorite. She has always been my favorite. She will always be my favorite. I don't think there's a way to change her to a way I don't like. Unless you just make her like, I don't know, cruel and cold. I mean, she did come off that way, but she has a good heart. She just, it's hard to explain. It's like she doesn't show anyone her good heart. She's probably afraid of getting hurt. But um, I love Draculaura. And Claudine, uh, I like Claudine. Um, Frankie, I was never actually a fan of Frankie, but I love this version of them. They are a lot better. And ever since I watched Monster High the movie, me and one of my sisters, Porcelain, because she's watched it and is obsessed with it too, we are now doing this for high fives. Like this is our new high five. My mom called us idiots, but I don't care. She enjoyed it too. She's Monster High fan, not nearly as much as me, but she does like it and enjoy it every so often. But yeah, then there's Deuce, and I do like Deuce. I like that they gave him more depths, like they show his insecurities because in the original, you didn't really see any of his insecurities until Blue York, and that was only because Nefra had put it in his head. Like, I guess this gave him more depth, in my opinion. Um, and then there's Cleo. I feel like Cleo was more or less the same. I mean, she uh came off as mean and ruthless, but deep down she has a good heart and she is very loyal in the end, which you saw. how even though she had kind of been against Claudine Dracula and Frankie from the beginning, um, when Frankie called Cleo and she saw or video chatted her or what something, she saw Claudine holding an injured Dracula, and Claudine told her what was going on, and Cleo, without a second thought, ran to help, to get some help, to get Deuce, even though she was jealous of Claudine and Deuce's connection. And it showed that in the end she is really loyal, and I do love that. I always love that about Cleo. It's like she always seemed like this cold, mean person, but deep down she's loyal and really cares about her girlfriends and Deuce, and she'll do anything for them, which you saw in this movie, which I'm glad they kept that characteristic about her. And then I'm glad Abby and Julia had a big role. Like, I knew they were gonna be in it, but honestly, I didn't think they'd have that big role. And they're still not like, I still wouldn't consider them main characters, maybe side characters, but they still had a big role, and they were there at the for the end fight, which I loved. Um, and there was that small scene. I know it's just such a small scene. I should read anything into it, but I don't care. Uh, when Frankie and Claudia were talking, and then Abby and Heath were there playing football, and uh, I and it just made me happy because I was always at Abby Heath shipper. I know there's some people that's like people would just ship them because fire and ice and all that. It's like that's not why I shipped it though. Yeah, you gotta love the whole fire ice aesthetic, but that's not why I shipped them. I shipped them because of the little moments, like in the webisodes when they were doing the speed dating and Abby ended up choosing and Heath was really trying to be there because he wanted to go on a date with Abby, even though everyone kept telling him this isn't one of your jokes. And he's like, I'm not joking. And then at the end, when Abby chokes Heath, and she's like, Heath makes me laugh, and it's like it's just so cute. And I know there's more. Like when in I almost like Ghouls Rule. That's not the movie. Well, they do have a lot of scenes in Ghouls Rule with, and I really like the end scene when Abby's like, in my country, that how you ask a girl to dance, and it was just sweet. Um, and then in Scarcity of Frights, when Heath asked if nobody missed him, Abby was like, I did a little bit. It's like it's those small moments that made me ship them, not the whole fire ice thing, even though it is a bonus because it is cool. But yeah, um, and then um, am I missing any characters? I don't know if I'm missing any characters. Um, but and as ships go, um, I do not ship Claudia and Deuce, as I mentioned. I do hope Deuce and Cleo can get back together because I have always been a hard Cluse shipper. I think that's their ship name, Cluse. But so I hope they end up together because I'm pretty sure I read that a trilogy has been confirmed. So yay. Um, but um, I don't ship Claudine and Deuce at all. Uh, I do like the song, their duet, but I don't ship them. I mean, as friendships, sure, but as romance, no. Um, there wasn't that many ships, which I'm okay with, because one thing I love about Monster High was even though there were obviously ships, there was Cleo and Deuce, Dracula and Claude, Laguna and Gil. I think those are the main ships. I think most of the other ships were only one-offs, like for one movie, like Spectra and Porter or Caddy or Pharaoh, Frankie and Nathan. Um, those were the ships you saw throughout. But yeah, so even though there were all those ships, the main important thing was always friendship, which I always loved because we don't get enough of that, and that's one thing I always loved about Monster High, and this movie is no different. But I'll get to friendships in a minute. But I know I've been seeing on Twitter a lot of people shipping Frankie and Claudine. I don't, and it has nothing to do with Frankie or Claudine. I love them. They made Frankie non-binary, But I honestly kind of ship Dracula and Claudine, which is funny because I never did it in the original. I know that there are people that did it in the original franchise in G1 that ship them. I never did. They have always been my favorite friendship in G1, but this is a new generation, and I don't know, with Claude not existing, and I don't think two of them just had little moments that I can't help but just ship them. Like, I mean, there's just a couple scenes where they look at each other, or when they support one another, or comfort one another. And the first scene that always goes to mind when I think about the two of them in this movie is when Dracula and Frankie were looking for Claudine after she ran off. Frankie hadn't caught up yet, and Dracula and Claudine were talking, and Claudine put her hand on top of Dracula's, and they gave each other a little look right before Frankie showed up, and I'm just loved it. So yeah. I do not ship them in G1, but I do ship them in G3. G1, it will always be Dracula and Claude because they are my favorite ship in G1. But this isn't G1. This is G3. So yay. um, and then as friendship, I think because those are the only ships that I ship. Yeah. Um, but as friendships go, because they are, I do love friendships. I love a good friendship. My favorite friendship, of course, my favorite friendship in the original was Dracula and Claudine. Um, but I did love the trio, Dracula, Claudine, and Frankie. Obviously, they have this iconic trio, and they do in this one too. And their trio is my favorite friendship in this movie. I absolutely love it. Their scenes together and how they help each other and support each other and protect one another, and I love it. I love everything about it. Their trio is my favorite friendship. Um, and I'm so happy they finally have a song about their friendship. Like, their iconic friendship deserves a song about their friendship. But I'll get into songs in a minute. And then like I said, Cleo and Goulet were always one of my favorite friendships, and we didn't get that much of Cleo and Laguna as friends. Like, we barely even got Laguna at all, to be honest. I feel like she was she got a movie poster when the movie was announced before the movie came out. But I feel like Abby and Julia had more scenes than Laguna. Maybe they gave her maybe because she was always one of the main characters in the original, so they wanted to advertise her. But I feel like she barely got any. Like, I feel like she even barely had any lines. She was just always there with Cleo. The only line I can actually think of that she said was at the very beginning, in the middle of the first song, when uh they first see each other at the start of school. Like, seriously, that is the only time I can actually think of Laguna speaking. So I don't know. But maybe if we get to see more of their friendship, I'll end up liking it. But as of right now, I don't not like it though, because we didn't really get much of it. I mean, maybe they could be a good friendship. I don't think they'll ever be as amazing as Cleo and Julia's friendship. But maybe I can like it if we got more scenes with them within the next two movies. But we'll see. Right now, they're just kind of meh friendship to me. Um, and then I don't know. I feel like the only friendship we really get to see is the trio, because it is about the three of them. Um, I mean, we barely saw any Deuce and Heath either. I mean, we saw them at the very beginning in the first song as well, and then um, they were sitting next to each other in class when the second song was when it was playing, and but we barely got anything of the two of them too, honestly. So I don't know. So right now the only friendships I really care about are between the trio, Dracula, Claudine, and Frankie. But I don't know. Maybe if we get more friendships, I'll end up really liking them. But as of right now, these are the three I care about. The trio is iconic and superior, and I absolutely love them. And then as songs go, the first song is Coming Out of the Dark, and it is amazing. I like all the songs, to be honest. Um, Absolutely love it. And then there's what's the other song called? I can't think of the second song. True Monster Heart. Um, Coming Out of the Dark is when they were all first coming to school on their first day of semester, and then True Monster Hearts in their first class. At least I think it's their first class, and they're singing about how you need a true monster heart to be at Monster High, and they tell the story of uh, Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. Um, and then after that is my favorite song, Three of Us, because I love that this trio, this amazing friendship, has their own song about their friendship, and this song is amazing. So I absolutely love it. Honestly, I don't know what my second favorite song will be. It's probably a mix of Coming Out of the Dark and No Apologies, but I'll get there in a sec. Okay, so after Three of Us is Trust, which is the duet between Claudine and Deuce. It's not my favorite song, but I do enjoy it, and I do really like it, despite the fact not liking the ship. And then there's after that is Here I Am, which is the reprise of Coming Out of the Dark of Claudine when she's leaving. And then, am I missing one? I mean, I know I still have to do the last song, but I know it's called Coming Out of the Dark reprise. I don't know why I thought it was called Here I Am. Okay, and then the last song is No Apologies, which I love as well. After everything's been resolved, it's the last song right before the very end, and um, they sing how this is who, and I just love this because it's like that is the message from Monster High. You know that this is who we are. We're not like that iconic quote from G1. Be be true. Wait, be bold. Be oh crap. What is it? Okay, be unique. Be bold. Be unique. Be yourself. I think is what it was. And Monster High was always about being who you are, no matter what, despite everything and everyone. Um and that's exactly what they did. You know, it's about being who you are and not caring what anyone else thinks, and that's why the last song's called No Apologies, because that's exactly it. There's also some other songs from the playlist from Monster High the movie that weren't really technically in the movie. There's Here I Am, Triple Up, This Is Who I Am, Spark, and We Are Monster High. This is a different version of We Are Monster High though than the original from G1, and I do like both. They're both really good. And yeah, I love all these songs. Like I don't think there's a song in this playlist I don't like. I mean, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have it. Even if I like the movie, like if there's just not a song that I don't like, I wouldn't have it in my playlist. But yeah, so I enjoy it and I love these songs and I've been listening to them on repeat um when if I'm in the car or if I'm riding because I listen to music while I ride, and like I said, most of the movies my newest obsession. So um I've been listening to this playlist over and over again as I write my books as well. So there's that. Um and yeah, I'm just really I, I just love this movie so much. And the ending right after the song, you see um Draculaura in the center, Claudia and Frankie next to her, and then they're levitating, and then you see a crystal ball in hand, and like, this is who I want. She will help me destroy the vampires, something like that. And so, dun dun dun. um, so that obviously brings us to the sequel movie. Um, which will probably focus on Dracula, like this one focused on Claudine. And then, since I'm pretty sure a trilogy has been confirmed, the third one will probably be about Frankie. So I have no idea what the Frankie one will be about, but I'm intrigued about this Dracula one because, like I said, she's my favorite, and I'm so excited. Like, bring me the sequel now, like please. But yeah, I do love this movie, and I don't think it deserves the hate this has been getting. So please give it a chance and remember to don't compare it to G1. Like, no, just don't. Enjoy it as its own entity because it still has the important themes and everything that G1 has, and that's what counts, right? And yeah, maybe there's not certain things that you're not gonna like, but it doesn't mean you have to hate on it as a whole, because as a whole, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, I loved it and I'm obsessed with it, and yeah, so I will, uh, so please like and subscribe and comment how you felt about Monster High the movie, and I'll talk to you guys later.